Breath work real
No,
quick?
no, no, no. It's okay. It's okay.
You're like, yeah, I'm a total pro. Okay, so let's start with, what is your name and where do you live?
Hi, my name is Karin Lapping, and I live in Denver.
And what do you do for a day job right now, Karen?
I lead the nutrition portfolio at Gates Ventures, which is the executive office of Bill Gates.
And how did you end up doing that? What is your roadmap to this development work kind of looked like?
For me, it started with studying overseas in 1994 in Nepal, and that set me up for the trajectory for international development work.
How many countries have you worked or lived in?
I have no idea on both.
If you had to start to ramble some of the countries, what would they be?
Nepal, Pakistan, Haiti, Sudan, Ethiopia, Bangladesh, Nigeria, Zimbabwe. So Africa, Asia primarily, a little bit in Central America.
Very cool. What do you think draws you to go out there to see these countries and to do the work that you do heroically?
Oh, I don't, I think the heroics are those folks that are there day in, day out on the ground, to be honest. For me, it was some selfishness in terms of wanting to explore the world, but do that in a really productive, helpful way, hopefully. So I really just like seeing the progress that can be made and really kind of amplifying local solutions. That's really exciting. People often know exactly what needs to be done. Sometimes they just need some help doing that.
And Z Foundation, that's the thing that connects you and I, which I'm so grateful for. How did you get involved with Z?
So I have a deep and abiding passion for Nepal, and through friends of friends was connected to the executive director, Wendy Valentine. And I think anyone who speaks with Wendy is immediately infected with her zeal and passion and love for Z, and that certainly happened with me. And I really like kind of the very direct, focused approach that they take, very much led by the heart, but also quite rigorous in terms of what development can and should look like.
Can you give a couple of examples of what kind of work Z does in Nepal?
Sure. So Z does really kind of broad spectrum development work, but they're really focused on alleviating extreme poverty. A lot of the work that Z does is livelihoods focused, so trying to enhance household livelihoods, whether that's through agriculture or otherwise, but also longer term alternatives too, like investing in education and water and sanitation, knowing that you kind of need a lot of different sectors together to kind of create an ideal environment, or at least an environment where one can flourish. So it's really that kind of broad spectrum, again, hand in hand with local communities, that I think is really appealing.
That's awesome. I feel like we all get the chance to make a difference while having a lot of fun with it, the thing that we haven't talked about yet. You know, we all just really enjoy getting to know each other and the journey of it, but ultimately the impact that we get to make. For somebody who wants to join in making that impact and having that fun and really achieving that fulfillment, what advice would you give to them?
I think starting to just tune into Z more. So going to the website, the social media that you're creating, connecting with some of the board members, and certainly, just trying to deepen one's knowledge about kind of the context he works in. Obviously, if you can get to the location, even better, but that's probably a little bit of a higher bar. But I think just kind of orienting themselves to kind of what Z does and how they do it, and talking to some of the people that are close to it.
Well, thank you, Karen. I always find that the most inspiring people are the most humble people, and you fit into that category. So I appreciate you opening up, being vulnerable, and doing this. Anything else you want to say?
That's it. Thanks,
Awesome.
Andrew.
Thank you, Karen. Yay! That's awesome. Thank you for entertaining.